CPWE.biz, and Chris Stevens, CPWE.biz. We are indeed partners in business. And Chris, go ahead and share what you do, man.
Uh, I guess I worry mainly about the technical aspects, servers, tech stack, uh, things like that. Um, software, what we're using for automations, what's the best value, what's going to be the best value for us and our clients. Uh, that's kind of it.
Yeah, I couldn't do that without you, man. You're incredible at that.
Well, I appreciate it.
I hope you've been dodging all these allergies, but here in Arkansas, it's pretty rough. When the pollen drops and then the rain comes and then the pollen comes back, it hits me hard. I can't hardly keep away from it.
Yeah. Well, since we moved, we don't, because I found out after we bought our house in Cabot that had 14 sweet gum trees on the property. I found out that I was allergic to sweet gums.
Oh no, man.
Yeah. So I was having to take an allergy pill every night just to be able to function. Since we moved, I mean, we've got like a lot of oak trees and stuff, but no sweet gums, hardly any allergies. So,
Man, I can't express like how cool our story has been so far building this business together, but let's try tonight. Let's try to share some parts of our story that makes it where it's real to maybe people who are going through the same things that we went through. So for me, I really saw the power of AI being a bad thing at first. And it triggered my senses to think that somehow manipulating the human body with technology was a bad thing. And so I dove deep into a lot of things that were in that realm. And it got me thinking that the only thing I could do to be squared away, if you want to call it that, through the transformation that's coming, and it is indeed coming, is to build a software stack and start helping people do the same thing that makes them relevant in today's workforce really quickly, because it's an advantage that's a high multiplier right now, and it's only getting better daily. So we saw that coming, and we knew that not everyone was prepared, and that's just kind of where we started. And so I started getting all kinds of software down on my computer and talked into the chat GPT license, which I don't even have anymore. But I was subscriptioned out, three, four, $500 a month, and people wanted the capabilities, but it wasn't worth the value at the time. But it is now. But it wasn't then. It is now. So that's where we have come to tonight, Chris and I. So go ahead, Chris, take it from there.
well, I remember when you first started talking about how, all the AI stuff. And yeah, that was 4 years ago, 4 or 5, something like that. Um, and I could see part of it, but not the whole thing. Um, and as time goes on, the advancements in AI have just come out so quickly. I mean, if you keep track of any of the Reddit pages, or follow people on YouTube or whatever, there's a new model every week. There's another major breakthrough every week. Um, and now, yeah, you're absolutely right. The value wasn't there before, especially the value was there for companies like OpenAI, where they get 80 million users a day and they charge $20 a month. That's a lot of money. Um, that's why they are the, what is it? They hold the record for the fastest tech startup to make it to $1 billion. Um, well, at least they hold that record for now. Um, but yeah, now
You
the
calling out OpenAI, brother? Was that a Babe
I,
Ruth shot?
I'm just saying that they are the current record holders.
I do say that too. They're awesome.
Um,
Sorry, my nose was.
but now with with the costs coming down, and also back then to run an open A or not open AI model, to run a large language model, you only had a couple of choices. You could, and I tried this a couple of times and just gave up. You could start from scratch and download Python and then download TensorFlow and then hope that you found a tutorial or a walkthrough to get everything installed. There's about 1 million moving parts and get them all meshed together, because if anything isn't meshed together, the whole thing breaks. Or now you can go to whatever it is, openai.com, or Google's got theirs, or Microsoft has theirs, or you can download a program on your computer and run your own. And the cost for a startup has gone from, $1 billion to a couple of thousand. And that opens up just so many opportunities that were not available to, average working stiffs, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. So
This gives people a shot.
yeah, absolutely.
It does. There are enough avenues right now that are still open that I think our little stomp new office downtown Russellville is going to fill the gap for. I think this is going to be awesome. It's going to be education driven. We're going to have classes monthly for sure. We're talking potentially weekly for beginning AI, mid level, more like somebody wants a worker agent for their business, or potentially something that can help them with their calendar at home. And then more advanced, which is Python driven, what Chris was talking about, driven by the most advanced models, a lot more information about AI and how you can potentially make things really awesome for yourself. There
Or
are a lot of opportunities for that.
or if you want to pay us, we can do it for you.
Yeah, we're gonna offer that. We're gonna offer that you guys could potentially get a VIP experience with us in our office downtown. So you can do an hour every day with us, and we'll go over all of your systems and where you're at currently, and then how we could potentially bring that into a little bit more of an AI driven workflow. Uh, we'll give all of the information that we have at the time. We'll help you in every way that we can. And you'll have Chris and I and Greg, who's usually on with us, Greg Hyatt. You'll have all three of our expertise and all of us all in on making sure that you succeed in that, whatever you come to us for. So you'll have that promise with us. At least we'll give it our best try.
Yep.
Sorry.
And then also, if you're not able to uh, attend one of the trainings, what we were tossing around the idea of, because of course it's going to be recorded, tossing around the idea of breaking that up into 5 or 10 minute blocks. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm watching a YouTube video, I can't sit there and watch an hour and a half, 2, 3 hours. But I can watch, a 5 or 10 minute video and keep my focus and pay attention to what they're saying and all of that. So we were tossing around the idea of breaking that up into more digestible chunks and putting that on our school page. That's SKOOL. And I think we were talking about $29 a month for access to all of our trainings and uh, walkthroughs and
Really, where
tutorials.
that
And
starts is we're going. Go ahead.
no, that was
Oh,
that was it.
we're going to start that is by building a webinar that takes you through beginning to advanced, and our framework that we use to build out our business from ground up. You have to be clear. You have to be precise and have a work ethic. The CPWE framework, and we can build that with you really quickly. And we believe that these classes and getting you on our school community and getting around other people who are doing the same is important. So
Yeah,
that's where we're starting out. And my 19-year-old son, that's one of the biggest announcements this week is my 19-year-old son and my 17-year-old daughter want to get involved. So they're both incredibly talented young people, and I'm very excited about it. My son is a Python programmer. He works as hard as he can now. He hasn't done it long, uh, but he has done an incredible job with Python and Unity. So for games, he's really driven by that, and my daughter the same.
that's
So
awesome because everybody is on their phone playing games.
yeah, and they're really good. They're good.
That's one of the few uh, areas of programming that I just cannot see becoming obsolete anytime soon.
Oh, it's incredible the advancements with the Unity engine,
Hmm.
the Unreal engine, the way they're doing their code and making it reusable and bringing in AI and so many young uh, adults, man, they're digging this code. And like my son, it got him into coding, so I'm really appreciative of these guys. And he did it even behind my back, and he just dropped this on my lap day before yesterday as
Nice.
here's my resume, and I'm like, wow, okay, what a different kid he's become. So shout out to Thomas out there. He's doing pretty good in
Yeah,
my
that's awesome.
old man's opinion. Think he's going to be a good asset to the team.
Oh yeah,
And my
absolutely.
daughter as well, she's driven. She's going to get on a podcast with him using that little studio there at the downtown office at the Innovation Hub. So that he's going to be on one end and she's going to be on the other, but he's going to at least have a professional studio. He's going to have a shot, to share his talents and his gifts, potentially do something for himself. It doesn't take long, folks. That's what we've been trying to prove here is it doesn't take a lot of money and it doesn't take long. That if you can build a clientele very precisely, and get to a niche audience and exactly who you are talking to, it works extremely fast. You just have to define these things and let us help you. I know it's not natural, it's just what you have to do. So take it from there, Chris. Sorry,
Um,
my throat's too dry to talk tonight.
Man, I don't even know where to go from there. I think you nailed all of it.
Well,
Um,
we also have intro to security. We're just introducing this as a thought process, but we'll probably get a survey out there and get some buy-in first.
oh,
And
I saw the thing that you posted about the new Kali Linux.
Oh my goodness, we're doing that.
That's gonna be dangerous.
No, that's going to be amazing. We're about to secure the whole city of Russellville using freaking Cali Purple and GPT.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying though is, can you imagine? Because
That's
Kali Linux is another one of those where if you don't set up everything in the right order with the right parameters, with the right environmental variables, and all of this other, it won't. Most of the features won't work, right? Anybody that's listening, Kali Linux is a use the layman's terms, hacking operating system. Um, it would be dangerous if you get some person.
penetration testing, Chris, and not hacking. Come on,
Yeah.
man. They got
Um,
Cali Purple. That's sock too. That's awesome, man.
but
They
what I'm
can
saying is, can you imagine how dangerous it would be if someone was able to just say in natural language, "Hey, go do this," and don't leave a trace that you were there?
hmm
Because before you had, I
Yeah,
mean, there
you're
was,
using Cali, or you're using a like uh, maybe Cyber Chef if you're into OSINT type stuff. Maybe some Security Onion if you like VMs.
I always liked Parrot OS.
You know, I tried it. I did. I did, but man, that was right when I think it was. What was it before Cali? It was.
Oh, I can see it in my head.
Yeah, I can't too.
I think it starts with a B. I keep
Oh,
wanting to say Bulldog, but that's not right.
it's what I learned on. It's what I
Yeah,
learned, and
hold on.
I
That's
know
gonna
it's not
be
Black
great.
Cat, but it sounds.
No, hold on. Give me just a second. What was Kali Linux called before? It was called Backtrack.
Backtrack. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went from Backtrack 3 to Backtrack 4, then the swap to Cali.
Hmm.
And that was about the time I was learning Security Onion and a few other things that were even cooler. But it wasn't, I was trying to stay true to just learning how to work in Linux and work in Kali for a while.
Hmm.
And at that time, and then also in Kali Purple when it first came out, I was really geeking out on that too. I
Well,
did. I geeked out
Parrot
on that.
Parrot is more of a user friendly, I think, because Kali, all the tools are installed, right? But you have to go in and set them up, right?
Yeah,
And with Parrot, it's more of a plug and play kind of OS. At least that's how it felt to me.
really. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. I
yeah,
just haven't used it much.
yeah. I mean, I didn't use it much either. But security testing is not my thing either. It's one of
I'll
those
tell
things.
you another one I really like is Kane because my degree in I went computer programming, but after computer programming, after I finished that one, I went back and got another one in computer systems and networking technologies. And that one was about advanced Cisco architecture all the way up through. So this is the learning process it takes for someone to come out and be front runners in the AI space, right?
Mm.
We are geeks at our core, maybe even dorks in my case. And, but that's the way you do it. You educate yourself. You really have to have a childlike wonder as you see AI do something and you go, "Whoa, I wonder how they did that." Has anybody seen the gorilla videos that are out there that are AI
Oh,
driven?
yeah.
Has anybody said, "Oh man, I wonder how they did that"? That's a wonder, and you got to kind of have that.
That was done. Those were done with Google VO3,
Yeah,
VEO3.
yeah,
Um, and I've seen those. I've seen stormtroopers. Um, there's this one channel, I can't remember what it's called. It's on TikTok, and it's these McDonald's workers, and this looks, I mean, like photorealistic, and oh my god, it's I I can't say the type of stuff that they say on a live stream, but it's hilarious. Oh my god, it's so funny.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
sitting here thinking of 1,000 examples just the same.
Hmm.
It's
But
getting funny, but it's getting like my son, he has an interesting perspective. Being 19 years old and basically a gamer 24/7 for the past 13, 14 years, no doubt. So he's pretty good at games and he knows a lot about it. And he says that the more reality and gaming come together, the scarier it gets down the line. And he can see a vision that I can't even see yet. But he's an incredible kid. He's sharp as a tack. He's got a really good mind, and I've been incredibly proud of this kid and who
so
he's becoming.
if you want to listen to him go down a rabbit hole, ask him this.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
so to save resources, a game will only render what's being used, right? What's being looked at from the character's perspective. Okay. Now, according to the simulation theory, for us to be in an actual simulation, it would take more energy than there is in the observable universe. However, ask him what he thinks about that and quantum entanglement.
Yeah, those are good
Because
subjects.
if you put the two together,
Hmm.
the
Oh yeah.
hold on, it's not quantum entanglement. It's because quantum entanglement is quantum particles at a distance. One affects the other. What I'm thinking of is quantum superposition.
Articles at a spooky distance.
Well, quantum superposition, because that says that quantum particles are in both states, so zeros and ones, on and off,
Right.
at the same time until they're observed,
Hmm.
which is exactly what uh, a computer does, where this over here isn't being observed, so it's not rendered until it's observed.
Right.
It's an interesting rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, he's very familiar with that one, as am I. Yeah, man, I've been an avid physics. My dad's been nuclear for 50 years.
Hmm.
So physics is a common subject and I like it. So
Oh
I
yeah,
I've been following physicists and their breakthroughs for a number of years.
yeah,
And
me
I read I read stuff people shouldn't even want to read, but I'm sitting
too.
there completely fascinated by it. And I don't know why, but it's usually physics based and I like that type of stuff.
Yeah, I do too. The some of the stuff that I watch and read, just I guess it's not for everybody.
Right.
I'll tell Amber about it, and she's just like, "Oh my god, okay, whatever."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't talk about the E8 crystal with many people, but sometimes I think about it. Or
The
the differences in the Fibonacci sequence and how things all are entangled together by
Mhm.
music, things like that. I like that type of thing.
Yeah, I do too. Uh, I don't think most people do though.
No, they don't, and they don't when you like it either. So you kind of lose either way when you like this type of stuff. But good for you guys. That is why we are a team, and
Mhm.
we also have these very nerdy skill sets to go along with our very nerdy personalities. So we build AI products. We like to connect databases. We like to take your processes, read over them, skim them through a couple, what we would call CV products, computer vision products, uh, get those into text format on a digital system that is secured with cybersecurity to just make it really quick.
Real quick, it's not the God particle. The God particle is the Higgs boson particle that is required for anything to actually have mass. Um, what I was talking about is just a quantum phenomenon where it more like the Schrodinger's cat type phenomenon, where the and this is actually how quantum computer chips work too, where the qubits or the quantum particle is in both an on and off state at the same time until it's actually observed. Yeah, we could go down this rabbit hole, but I don't think we're gonna fit it in 30 minutes.
Man, you hit it. You hit the meat of it. Was
Yeah, I
and
guess I
when the quantum, what is quantum? It's beyond our understanding. It is one and zero at the same time.
yeah,
It
people have
is
been for 8 years.
intelligence beyond us. It really is. And that super intelligence, now these words are starting to leak out into the public, right? And you got artificial general intelligence, and then you're hearing things like artificial super intelligence. And what is the differences? Those are things we try to cover in our classes to make it simple. Try to understand that as much as we can understand, because digital super intelligence is crazy intelligent. There's just no way to there's no way to describe it. And I don't know anyone who knows exactly what to expect with it. But at the same time, I see a lot of good people in charge of it. Peter Diamandis, I believe his name is. I mean, he's solid. The way he interviews people, I really appreciate like the attitudes I see in the people who's in charge of all this stuff and the general goodness towards mankind that has been at least the scope across every sector that I've looked at. I'm not worried about it. So we're just embracing it as a way to stay ahead of the curve here because there's going to be a lot of shifts and you got to be agile in this. It may not be today that you want to use this particular program because of cybersecurity purposes. You need to be able to swap it really quickly. Well, that's kind of what we try to come in and bring a automation for. So it knows your regulations and it can help you and keep you on task of what's important with AI and cybersecurity. So
And if you are a business owner, especially one that deals with sensitive data, um, our data centers are SOC 2, ISO 27001, SOC 2 Type 2, ISO 27001, and HIPAA compliant. So that means that we are good to go for pretty much anything.
on that note, it's been 30 minutes, Chris. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream.
Okay.
Everybody's going to want more of that. I know because
I could talk
we're
about that.
talking big terms now. We're talking industry words.
Man, I can talk about that geeky shit all night long.
I can too. I actually read GDPR from start to finish just because I liked it.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, something was wrong with me to love this stuff, but it found me and I found it. And I'm like, yes, let's move.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use. It's like it's like rope in a whirlwind, man.
Mm-hmm. Sure is.
but I'm kind of a cowboy at heart, so I'm ready. Let's roll. At that, 30 minutes. Good night, everybody. Hit like, subscribe, please comment, ask questions, and thank you so much for joining. If we missed your comments, it's because we're changing platforms and we can't see any comments. So if you've made them tonight, we're sorry. We will answer your questions. Good night. And are you going to stick around, Chris?
I can.
All right. Yeah, if you don't mind sticking around for just a minute.
Sure.